Hey everyone, I'm Nicholas the Gnome. I'm one of the two weirdos who run this little label called Where Gnome Records. I've been toying with the idea for some time doing a series of tape reviews from my collection. To spread the love for these little treasures and share with you some of my favorites. Welcome back to another episode of the Cassette Cavern. Thanks so much for all the support I've received so far on this little series. In this week's video, I'll be going over 3 more tapes from my personal collection. Each are quite varied sonically, but feature one connecting feature. I purchased each of these tapes at a Dungeon Siege event. Our first tape is from the sound-bending alchemist Magic Find with their album Then Thou Scarest Me With Dreams and Terrifiest Me Through Visions. Released in 2023, cooperatively, between Attic Shrines and Out of Season. I'm quite unsure of the amount originally pressed, but I was lucky enough to get my little hands on one. I picked this tape up at the first Texas Dungeon Siege last year. We were lucky enough to witness in person the strange and chaotic set that is a Magic Find live performance. Now in a live setting, I was really blown away by their set. The table and gear looked like something from a mad scientist's forgotten lab. To see firsthand what or how it is all crafted is wild. I highly suggest if you get the opportunity to go see them. For some time I've adored this project. Magic Find crosses so many genres, it's hard to place what it actually is. I suppose the words on the J card describe it the best: ambient dungeon electronics. The music that this little relic holds is otherworldly. It's indescribable, the layers of sampling and production itself. It has a sound as if it was recorded inside of a magical aluminum bin, but it really doesn't hurt one's ears. In fact, it's quite the opposite. I suppose raw is a perfect word to use when trying to put your finger on the Magic Find sound. According to the Bandcamp, the music on this tape is audio archived from various cassette recordings between 2021 and 2023. The tape itself is as raw as the music. The J card really sets this whole thing off. It has been printed on the page from a book and contains a portion of... I'm sorry, I'm not going to try to pronounce that. I would just butcher the pronunciation and prefer just to show you what it says. The story itself is about a gifted blind musician who's summoned by a samurai to play for several nights in a row, unaware that his hosts are of dark and ghostly origins. It kind of adds more depth to this tape, diving into this. Anyways, this J card is a really cool look and feel because of this printing. Also, it looks hard as hell. The tape shell itself is a 2-sided pad print on these faceless white shells. The B-side features the Attic Shrines logo, and the front looks more like a proper out-of-season release. Our second tape is Mortwight's 2019 through 2021 compilation, released on a double cassette by one of my favorite labels, Realmsong. I had the pleasure of seeing Mortwight perform on numerous occasions and find each time it blows my mind. The accompanying visuals and intensity of the music really make for a legendary live performance. We first met in a small basement venue in Ithaca, New York, and was a great time. The dimly lit bar made for the perfect atmosphere to bear witness to Mortwight's set. Since that time, we found ourselves in multiple bars across the country, drinking beers and enjoying Dungeon Synth together. The tape itself comes in one of those DVD-style packages, which I'm like a huge fan of. This leaves a large printing area for the artwork, and feels so good to physically hold. The artwork, a simple black and white color scheme, pops hard on these black cases. It really fits the music within as well. The cover art, it's so beautifully done, with its fancy frame going around this little guy offering a cup to this skeleton knight. I know I'm simplifying this here, but damn do I love this art. The back of the card features all the songs and what sides of the tape they are on, placed over a desolate tower. Hey, who's in there? Oh, just Mortwight, nailing an aesthetic once again. Inside reveals 2 tape cassettes, both of which are double-sided pad prints on one of my favorite tape shells, the matte white. These shells have a certain sensory feel to them that I love so much, plus any sort of pad printing on these bad boys look elegant. There's also an insert included within. The front picture, random as it is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mortwight, is a photo from the same small bar we met in Ithaca. It's hard to decipher the full picture, but it goes with the visuals and look that Mortwight has. The insider of the insert features a thank you section and other sections of writings. The back features what particular releases this material is from. It all looks cohesive along with the outside artwork, and it works well together. The music on these tapes are like a look into the evolution of Mortwight's sound, with elements of dark ambient, dungeon synth, and martial industrial fusing all together into one tough as hell package. You can really hear the progression from droning, moody music to more of a focus on ambience. The mixing on these songs do absolute justice for the eerie and dark sound that is Mortwight, ensuring you hear every distant bell tone or ghostly synth pad echo from beyond this realm. These tapes find themselves in my player often when I seek that otherworldly sound Mortwight elegantly produces. So give them a listen if you've heard this project or not. It just rules. Now for our final tape for this week's episode, and it's a real doozy. I will focus mainly on the package and less on the music held within just because it's a ton to get through. The tape in mention is Sombre Arcane's Realmsong. This box was released in conjunction between Sombre Arcane and Lamp and Dagger. I mean, where do you even start with this? Beautiful artwork masterfully printed on a box that only triggers nostalgia for tabletop games from yesterday. The front features the cover artwork and is large enough to take in its beauty. On the back, a nice little artist rendition of the 2 artists that make up Sombre Arcane with descriptions of the items held within this beautiful box. Oh, let's read this portion of the back of the box. It includes a complete fantasy role-playing supplement to help dungeon masters include Frantic and Nagana in their own campaign. I think I butchered the names, but oh well. Yeah, you can totally add Sombre Arcane lore into your own tabletop game with this set. Unreal. It's just absolutely well thought out, and you can tell how much heart was put into this. So let's open this thing up. There's so many goodies that are held inside, and I haven't even the heart to use any portion of it, wanting to keep its magic intact. Well, spare hundreds of tape listens. The box includes a copy of Realmsong on cassette, a musty tone candle, two booklets to include Sombre Arcane in your game, An 11 by 14 print of the cover art. No, I'm not unrolling it yet. Stickers! Finally a card from Lamp and Dagger, which I drunkenly made the artist sign at the first Ned's we personally attended. Now let's look at the tape. Crisp and clean and fits the outer box perfectly. Hey, it's the cover art once again, but it's tiny sized. Aww. The tape itself is a one-color pad print on the black shells. It looks really great. Sometimes smaller elements like this line work around their logo can be muddled together and look sloppy. Nah, not here. It looks perfect. Well done, pad printing human machine thing, whoever made this. The J card is printed on high-end professional cardstock and the design game is on point, featuring the table of contents inside the game card, also known as song titles and credits and all that jazz. I know I didn't really get to touch on the music a lot, but honestly Sombre Arcane makes some of the most beautiful music, and attending a live performance of theirs is mandatory if they come to your town, village, tavern, friend's place. These two really set the standard for our music. I find myself lost in this album quite often. Trying to wrap my brain about how the hell these songs were arranged and created makes my head hurt. To put it simply, go support Sombre Arcane, else ye be false. So thanks for spending some time with me. These 3 albums, while varied in their packaging and internal sounds, really show the wide range of music held within Dungeon Synth and the adjacent subgenres. If you can, go and support, catch a show, or at least give each of these artists a listen and see what fantasy realms they have to offer. Now take care of yourselves. I'm wishing you the best. I'm Nicholas the Gnome, and this is the Cassette Cavern. Cheers.